So I'm going to be talking about our internship program with the Federal Aviation Administration. This is the Minority Serving Institutions Internship Program. And so this program occurs during the fall, spring, and summer semesters. And also I want to make a note, if you are not attending a school that's designated as an MSI, you are still encouraged to apply. It's just that there is an emphasis for students attending MSIs to apply. Yes, there are opportunities in the local headquarters in DC within the FAA, but there are also, we recruit for all of the positions in all the regional offices across the country and including Puerto Rico. So just so that you know that there's opportunities, all over the country. The eligibility for this program is that you do need to be a US citizen and you do need to be enrolled during the time that you'll be applying. So if you, for example, if you are a senior graduating in May and you're trying to apply for a summer internship, unfortunately, you would not qualify because you do need to be enrolled during the internship term. There are part-time and full-time opportunities available for these internships. For undergraduates, you're paid $16 an hour. For graduate students, you're paid $20 an hour. And you do need to have a minimum 3.0 GPA to apply for this program and to be referred for this. During the summer, fall and spring, the internship period is about 15 weeks. Summer is 10 weeks. During the summer, when it is in person, so like last year, for example, there is a trip that is included in the program you come to Washington, DC for orientation, and then you also would come back to DC at the end for the closing ceremony. And during the summer, you also have an opportunity to work on cohort projects. And during the closing ceremony, you have an opportunity to go ahead and present those, the projects that you've been working on all summer. So there's just differences in the time that you may be applying, because the fall and the spring is longer, but then the summer is a little shorter, but you do have those trips to DC included when the program is in person. So the recruiting window for the spring semester, which is going to be January 25th through May 7th, has closed. But it is going to be remote. I will say that. We do not know what the summer internship for 2021 is going to look like yet, but I am putting some projected timelines just so that everyone can be aware. So the recruiting window is probably going to occur end of February. I kind of said February 22nd just for a point of reference, but end of February through March is typically the timeline to recruit for the summer. And I do suggest that you go ahead and complete our interest form. And I'll kind of get into a little more in detail that in a second, but the projected summer dates do mirror the NRL program and the STIPTIC program. So it's around that same time, June to August, 10 weeks. Again, these are not the official dates for the summer yet. These are just to kind of give you an idea of the timeline coming up. And the application to be referred is kind of simple. I really just need your resume and an unofficial transcript. And then during the referral process, we package those together and then we send those off to the hiring managers to FAA for review. You can go to the next slide, please. So I wanted to throw in just some sample lines of businesses within the FAA that I've seen typically are the ones that are requesting to host interns. So we have the ANG, which is the Air National Guard, and they consistently look for mechanical, aerospace, electrical, computer engineering, and also math, statistics, physics, so all these different majors. The Air Traffic Organization is another one, and that typically looks for any aviation-related science majors and computer science as well, statistics, business, anything like that. And then aviation safety too has a really great range of all these different types of majors that they have looked for so in the course of the time I've been working with this program. I also support the students that are a part of our Federal Diversity Internship Initiative. And so with this, there are several agencies that are encompassed in this initiative. And so the way that this works is that these federal agencies will let us know who's going to be hosting interns at any given time during the fall, spring, and summer. So this one I usually say is not necessarily guaranteed. Like if you're applying for the spring and you want CDC, I can't guarantee you that CDC will have an internship during the spring. But if you indicate that you're interested in this program, whatever becomes available, your materials will be reviewed to see if you're a good match for any of the internship roles. And so again, this is the fall, spring, and summer. Fall and spring are 15 weeks, summer is 10 weeks. And we can go on to the next slide, please. The difference with FDII and FAA is that there is housing assistance within the stipend for these agencies. I don't get into the specifics about how much per agency because that varies. It also varies if you can do full-time or part-time and if you're an undergraduate or graduate student. But you do need to have a 3.0 GPA. Some agencies are a little bit more flexible on the GPA requirement, but typically we kind of just say having a 3.0 is kind of more so required for this. And so this is the referral process. So for the FDII and FAA, we have you go ahead and complete an interest form. And so that really just states, I'm interested in being referred and being considered for any of these positions. So first, the federal agencies, our federal partners will notify us of which, so, for example, Oklahoma City is going to be looking for 6 interns. El Segundo, California is going to be looking for 5 interns. DC is looking for 3 interns, whatever it is. And then that's how we'll kind of cater our recruiting strategy. So usually in the interest form, you go ahead and submit your resume. You can also, for the one with FDII, you can submit your resume and your unofficial transcript. We'll go during the recruiting windows, we go ahead and look at all the students that are kind of more local to that area, or also when it's in person, local to the area, and then we're more so looking for your major and your particular experience with to match the job description. So during that process, we'll contact you directly and say, hey, this is a position that we think you may be a good fit for. Are you interested in being referred? Are you available for this? And so during that process, we call that the referral stage. We'll kind of gather your materials and just to note that typically there's no interview with the hiring managers within the federal agencies. The hiring process kind of occurs during the recruiting window, a little more informally. And then you will confirm that we received your materials, and then we'll send them off to the hiring managers for review once we're done recruiting for the positions. So then after that, the federal agency hiring managers will get back to us and let us know who's been selected. And then we will then notify the students who've been selected, and then we immediately will get you started in the background check process. Ultimately, that determines if you're able to do the internship or not.